Indian Army has released a series of visuals of how women came out, stopped them. This is the story that we discussed on Monday. We showed you drone visuals. Today, we are going to show you visuals up and close shot by the Indian Army as to what happened, how their patience was tested, how Spear Corps demonstrated great patience. And Indian Army is saying demystifying myth of peaceful protest. This is the blockade. Army is not being allowed to do its job. Firing took place. This is what Spear Corps witnessed. Armed rioters accompanied them. Armed rioters were in the vehicle. Women were mobilized. Even the ambulances were used to carry rioters. Khamlok, these are the latest visuals. These are the latest visuals as the riots broke out in Khamlok, blocked the movement of forces even before the arson began. I mean, say how army displayed great patience, interference in movement of logistics. I mean to say, look at the way how roads were being dug. Being humane is not weakness. I think Indian Army demonstrated great exemplary patience. Exemplary patience. So, I have two questions and I would like these visuals to continuously run. On one hand, role of Indian Army or Assam Rifle is being questioned, but openly they are not allowed to do the job. Both armed cadres of Meiteis and Kukis are using the mobs. कोई दूध में धुला नहीं है. They are not allowing Indian Army to do the job. They are not allowing Indian Army to do the job. These are the visuals of the Indian Army, Spear Corps. And this is not a joke. All these visuals were shot by the Indian Army. Exit entry route to Assam Rifles were dug up. So obviously it had the connivance of the local leaders. And being humane is not weakness. Being humane is not weakness. This is demystifying the myth of peaceful blockade led by women in Manipur. It's not a peaceful blockade. Armed militants are behind it. Armed militants are behind it. And armed militants, whether they are Kukis, whether they are Meiteis, they are armed militants. And they are not allowing the state government to do the job. They are not allowing state government to do the job. These are the visuals which have been shot in last 24 hours. Look what Indian Army is showing. You have militants in the car, you have militants in the ambulance. You have seen the visuals of Spear Corps. Yesterday the visuals came. Today the visuals have come. These visuals are telling us that the operations for restoring peace are being interfered. What do you make of it? Now, yesterday we had those drone visuals. Today we have the close visuals. The roads are being dug up. Army has very clearly said that they are calling off this bogus of appeal of peaceful protest. This is not a peaceful protest. You have armed rioters with them. Roads are being dug up. Sir, in your opinion, what is happening on ground? What's your assessment?
As on today, what I feel is that the militants have taken over the whole process. And these are the militants, not only which they were hiding inside India, but also which were there in Myanmar. Now they have come, they are armed, and they are one which are dictating the narrative, and that is unfortunate. And the point is that recently, when the 11 KYKL militants were basically surrounded by the security forces, and they were the one which were dreaded militants, and they were involved in 6 Dogra ambush. They have to be perforce released because the women have come all round, surrounded it. There could have been a bloodbath. There could have been a firing due to which some civilians would have a collateral damage. So a very mature step was taken by that time army officer, a dynamic army officer. But certainly what is happening now in Myanmar is those ethnic violence which initially started now has taken by the militant group. They are the one which are calling the shot, and they are now mixed with the civilian, and they are trying to do. And it is not been divided between two community, Methi and today Cookies. These are the militants operating from both sides. So therefore, their requirement of de novo look this problem and try to find out a solution, which is first and foremost to bring law and order. And to me, it looks like that the unified command must come at the earliest under a army commander. The one who will be overall commander should be from army, who has the experience of this area. The way the first unified command started in Assam under General Ajay, and thereafter the same type of format was followed in Jammu and Kashmir. I said that why are we not following that? That must be the crunch point. And the second thing which is there is those 19 police stations where that Armed Forces Special Power Act was removed, they must be brought back because it's very difficult for the security forces to operate in an environment in which the present situation is, where the terrorists and the militants are calling the shot. They are moving with weapons. They are not allowing the security forces to operate. So therefore, the point is we have to have an Armed Forces Special Power Act. No, it is not question between Methi and Cookie. People are dying. Innocent people are dying. How do we stop that? This can be only stopped once you disarm those people who are with the weapon. You also go after the militants or insurgent on the both sides, so that the narrative which is set by the militants do not operate, and you find people then breathing openly. But as on today, both the groups, ethnic community are divided, and they are being more divided by these insurgents which are operating now with their weapons with impunity. Remember that there were 10,000 weapons which were looted. Initially 4,000, another 5,000 were also found missing, but only one third weapons have come back. These weapons are still there with the public. And another very important point is that today those militant insurgents which were operating in Manipur, they have also come in in Myanmar. They have also come in Manipur, and they are also operating on an ethnic line. So unfortunately, today not only the community divided on ethnic line, but they are also divided on the insurgents on the both sides. And today the militancy has taken over. Today women are being used as a shield to not let the security forces operate. The only lifeline is the security forces, which are totally impartial and which their aim is to just bring law and order and peace. So therefore, my earnest request to every viewers also, as well as our eminent panelists, they must pass it on. Let the security forces operate. Their aim is to only bring peace and order. They are not biased. They are totally impartial, especially the one which are with army and also the Central Armed Police Force and Assam Rifle. So then only you can bring the situation under control. First and foremost, law and order has to prevail. And second thing is the women should not be used as a shield. They are being heard is let the armed forces operate freely.
You know, General Siwach, I have never seen army come out with a visual like that. I have also covered defense. For army to come out, you know, a lot of people will say, no, this is psyop, but I don't think this is psyop, because, you know, this is like stating the position on ground. For army to say that, you know, we are breaking the myth of peaceful protest led by women. You know, this is a very strong, it's a big political statement. I have not seen army ever use a statement like that. For Indian army to say something like that, कुछ ना कुछ तो बहुत बड़ी चीज हुई होगी मणिपुर में कि इस तरीके से वो स्टेटमेंट आया.